So Crash Bandicoot has introduced different masks throughout its lifetime, and now they are back again in Crash Team Rumble. These masks can give you an edge in your matches, so I'm gonna explain what all of them do and which of the maps they appear in. There are a total of 6 masks in Crash Team Rumble currently, which includes of course Aku Aku and Uka Uka, plus the 4 new Quantum masks that were introduced in Crash Bandicoot 4, which are Lenny Lolly, Kapunawa, Ika Ika, and Akano. Let's go through all of them and how they can help you win matches. Starting off with Aku Aku, he can be found in the map Tar Valley, and he's actually an epic relic station. This means that he costs 30 relics to activate his power for your team. His playstyle is pretty unique because he is the only mask in the game that can quote-unquote level up. Now let me explain. Once you activate his relic station, you immediately get level 1 Aku Aku, in which he circles around you and heals you fully, while providing you with some points of shield added to your health bar. Additionally, you'll notice that Aku Aku crates will spawn occasionally on the map. After activating his epic relic station, hit to any one of them and break the crate, and you now have level 2 Aku Aku, which turns him gold and grants you increased speed and more shield. Break another Aku Aku crate and you activate level 3 Aku Aku, which is the maximum level. At this state, he'll become your mask for a short period of time and grants you an absurd amount of speed, plus the maximum amount of shield. Plus, you are now able to do high damage to your opponents just by touching them. Now, if you are at Aku Aku level 3 and you try hitting more Aku Aku crates, nothing will happen. Do note that your teammates will gain the same benefits as well, so everyone on your team will have Aku Aku on their side. Now you might be wondering, what will happen if the enemies hit one of your team's Aku Aku crate? Well, to put it simply, nothing will happen aside from the crate being gone, so don't worry about the enemy stealing your team's hard work. However, your enemy might want to try to destroy the crates anyway to stop you from leveling up your Aku Aku, so you have to look out for that as well. So that's it for Aku Aku, and personally I am loving how well they implemented his main feature into the game. Now moving on, let's go on to his arch nemesis Uka Uka. Now Uka Uka can be found at the map Tiki Towers, and he is also an epic relic station power-up, which also costs 30 relics to activate. Once activated by your team, everyone on your team will immediately gain devastating power, as you now damage anyone that dares touches you. And of course, meteors starts raining down around you. These meteors deal heavy damage and some slight knockback to all of your enemies. Crates that are broken by these meteors will also be added to your inventory. So I think it's safe to say that this power is extremely offensive based, so I would suggest to just chase down anyone on sight or just resume in collecting Wumpas, because I don't think anyone would want to come near you. Next up, time to talk about the 4 new Quantum masks that were added into the game and were introduced in Crash Bandicoot 4, starting with Lenny Lolly. Lenny Lolly can be found in the Insanity Caverns map, and it only costs 5 relics to activate its power, as it is a normal relic power-up station. Once activated, you will gain the power to go invisible for a short amount of time. Attacking while in this invisible state will bring you out of it for about a second, and you will regain the invisibility when you stop attacking. Do note that using your abilities will also bring you out of the invisibility state. Now, as you might already notice, moving around and jumping will not bring you out of invisibility, which means that you can jump on crates to gain Wumpas without attracting any attention. This is a great way to do your task without anyone targeting you, because we know how frustrating it is to have someone breathing down your neck while you're minding your own business. Furthermore, this is also a very sneaky way to attack your opponents first, as they won't see you coming. Next up, the Quantum mask that I'm gonna talk about is Ika Ika, with the power to manipulate gravity. It is slightly different from its Crash Bandicoot 4 counterpart. It can only be found on the map Surreal Summit, and it costs 5 relics to activate, since it's a normal relic station. Once activated, you are given the power to jump up extremely high and produce a shockwave after landing. This shockwave does not have a cooldown, and it has a very high knockback rate, so it can be used to push your opponents into a hazard. Personally, its damage isn't the best, however, Ika Ika isn't really used for an offensive purpose, but rather more for moving around. Its ability to have you jump the highest in the game really suits here, as there are a lot of platforms on the top of this very small map, so gaining that opportunity to traverse around easily is a very big plus. Next up, let's talk about Kapunawa that can be found in the City Scrape map. It costs only 5 relics to activate as it is a normal relic station like the other Quantum Mask, and it gives you the power to manipulate time. Once activated, your team is able to grab its powers to gain increased speed and have your skills and abilities recharge much more faster. This can be extremely good if you are using a high cooldown skills like the Gasmoxian Guard for example. So the next time you play this map, you might want to consider using skills that are great at providing pressure, just so that you can spam it a little bit more. Akano is the final Quantum Mask added to the game, and he can be found in the Serenity Gardens map. Again, it only costs 5 relics to activate it, and if you play Crash Bandicoot 4, this ability will be very familiar to you. You gain a damaging effect around you which hurts any opponents that come near you. Furthermore, you gain increased movement speed as well as the ability to hover down slowly after every jump. This can be used as a great protection and traversing ability because this map is pretty small, so you might find yourself in between enemies here and there. Plus, the additional benefit of scaring anyone away from you will surely be very handy, especially when it only costs 5 relics. So these are the mask powers available in Crash Team Rumble. But if you want to know more about all of the other power-ups in detail in all of the 9 maps currently in the game, click on this video you see on the screen right now and I'll see you there.